Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gauravakta Vrunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right. Okay, so let's get started, kids. Does somebody recollect what we did last time? I told you to make some points, right? Did you all do that? Is somebody able to tell me at least a few things, maybe, that they remember?
Mataji, last time we did that.
Yes.
We did that, like when you described that Rama, he asked questions from Bharata that about like why did you leave our father behind, and all the other questions about like the 14 things that kings don't do. And those questions, and then other Shatrughna and Shatrughna, when Bharata like saw Ram, he fainted, and then also what is that?
Yeah, anybody else wants to continue from where Mihika is left? Varun? Govind?
Then Rama say you can't do the 4 things. Like don't be like foolish friends.
Don't have foolish friends. Yeah. Okay, I will recap. I will just quickly do this because I don't want to waste any further time. Good job, Govinda and Mihika. So what happened was obviously, as Mihika said, there was this question and answers, right? And then Bharata, what did he say was, our father had become too infatuated because of Kaikeyi in his old age. He's obviously what I will do is, Rama, you should undo the harm that our father has caused due to the obsession, and you have to return to Ayodhya. This is what I want of you. You are a Kshatriya, Rama. You are a householder and you are in the noblest of the 4 ashramas. So why are you abandoning the duties of your family life? So if you refuse to return to Ayodhya, then I will remain with you in the forest like Lakshmana. This is what I will do. So you should do your duty, as in you are in the Grahastha ashrama. You are a Kshatriya. So to fulfill both the duties, what you have to do? You have to go back. And if you're not going to go back, what am I going to do? I'm going to stay back here with Lakshmana along with you in the forest. And Rama replied, dear Bharata, you're wrongly criticizing our father. He was, as saying, he was impelled by lust for Kaikeyi. At the time, Dashrath's marriage to Kaikeyi, her father made him a promise that a son would succeed him as his emperor. And Bharata, please go to Ayodhya because you have to keep up father's promise. Father's promise is that son of Kaikeyi would rule the kingdom, and that is what you need to do. You must take your responsibility of ruling the kingdom, even if it's only for my sake. Whatever it is, you have to start ruling the kingdom. Even if it is for my sake, you have to do that. And this is what is the scenario. And so before that, if you look at it, obviously upon hearing the news of the father's death, what happened to him? He immediately fainted unconscious. And then only upon sprinkling by Rama, Sita, Lakshmana and Sita, he happened to wake up. Okay. And then again, why did Lord behave like a normal human being? Because he was behaving, I mean, why was he behaving like a human being? This was one question, right? And Lord, he's depicting, he's going into the pastime as a human being and playing the part of the human being. Okay, and that is why he's doing what he's doing. But we need to understand he is transcendental above everything, above the modes. So he presents the emotions of a common man, and that was due to the fact that that was due to the fact that he was enacting that pastime like a human being. And that is why he was showing that as that sort of emotions like that of a human being. So all of the soldiers also rushed towards Ram and they started consoling Ram. Oh my God, Ram, please, I know you are. So each of them started to hug and embrace because Ram was feeling really bad. When somebody is in distress, we go and give a hand to that person. Share with them whatever emotions they have of their heart. We have to patiently listen to them. Even though they may be repeating the statements 10 times, 100 times, the same statement they may be receiving. Oh, I lost this. I lost my father. I lost... I used to spend so much time with him. So they may just lament, and you have to at least have that courtesy of listening to people's emotions. And then we remember, I think Aditya, you spoke about sense gratification. Do you remember that piece? Do you want to share with the class the same thing that you repeated last time?
I'm not sure.
Well, you were talking about sense gratification, right? What does uncontrolled senses mean? Uncontrolled.
Oh yeah, that's like when you're eating like food that you aren't supposed to on Ekadasi or something like that, or like you're eating stuff with onion and garlic. Because like your senses are tempting you to, and that's uncontrolled senses.
Yeah, whatever your senses say, you are going under the control of your senses. Suppose it is asking you to watch not Krishna conscious videos. The eyes are actually tempting and you go in that direction. And ears are asking for pop music. Then you're going in whatever the senses are asking, you are doing that. That is what is uncontrolled senses. And so we remember that example that Aditya quoted, that is important, and how we have to be having controlled senses is one of the lessons that we learned from last class. And so Rama, he was just seen by the mothers. As soon as the mothers came to see him, he immediately paid obeisances to him. And Kausalya, she embraced Sita, and Rama approached Vashishta to touch his feet as well. And then Bharata is telling, you have to return back to the kingdom. This is where we ended last time. Okay. And this week we will continue how we should do. Okay. So let's just go ahead, kids. So now, as I told you, Bharata was saying, our dad actually got infatuated to our mother Kaikeyi, to my mother Kaikeyi, and that is the reason why he did what he did. And you should not become the victim of such a thing. What you should do is you should go back to Ayodhya, because you know what, you're a Kshatriya and you have your own family life, and I just want you to go back because of that reason. And otherwise, what I'm going to do? I'm going to... So otherwise, I'm going to be with you along with Lakshmana. This is what I will do. So Rama replied, dear Bharata, you're wrong criticizing our father. He is not impelled by lust or anything. Whatever he did, it is all happening for a higher reason. And then you should, whatever our father has said, you have to become the emperor. So you do have to become the emperor of Ayodhya. So what I'm saying is, go back to Ayodhya.
Mataji.
Yes.
So Rama is saying that it's all like God's plan and everything will be okay.
No. He's not saying that. Whatever your promise to your father Dashrath, our father Dashrath, you have to keep up that promise. For keeping up the promise, you have to go back. That is what he's saying. So what did Dashrath say? Dashrath said that Kaikeyi's son would succeed him as the emperor. Who is Kaikeyi's son? Kaikeyi's son is Bharata. So he has to succeed after Dasharath. Dasharath is no more, so you have to go back. This is the responsibility of our father's promise should be kept intact, and you must take the responsibility of ruling the kingdom. Okay? And then next, the great rishi named Jabali began to speak. With the hope of inspiring within Ram some desire to enjoy the royal opulence and sense gratification, thus causing him to return to Ayodhya, Jabali expounded the following atheistic philosophy. O Prince, a living being is nothing more than a resultant combination of sperm and ovum. The father is efficient. So there are some philosophies here. Again, he's talking some atheistic philosophy. And this is from the rishi named Jabali. Okay, I'll just tell you the essence. 1 second. Only what we can directly, okay, therefore, my dear Rama. So what he's just provoking Ram. He's saying you should go and enjoy that which is pleasing to the senses by accepting the kingdom from Bharata. So this Jabali Rishi, he's just saying, Rama, see, you have to enjoy the opulence of the kingdom. You have to go and, nicely enjoy the opulence and satisfy all your senses. Why are you staying here? You should just accept whose proposal? Bharata's proposal. And this was quoted by Jabali. And he's talking some atheistic philosophy there. Okay. Hearing this, Ram angrily replied. What did Ram say now? Your views are impiety in the garb of a piety. You look like a piety person who has piety. Whenever we see a rishi, right, we think he is going to be having a lot of piety. But your words are full of impiety. Although you look as if you're having piety. Thus, they are most dangerous. In the name of wisdom, you are preaching grossest ignorance. This is wrong. Real knowledge leads to self-realization, whereas one who lives for the pleasure of the senses becomes a slave to the uncontrolled lust and greed. Truth is the highest principle of virtue. Therefore, I'm going to adhere to the order of my father without being swayed by the aspiration of personal sense gratification. Very, very important learning lesson. This is the most important question that I'll be asking in today's class. Please note it down. What did the Rishi Jabali say and how was Ram's response? Now I'm going to elaborate on what Ram's response is. Ram, say for example, somebody...
Mataji, can you repeat the answer again?
Yeah, I'm going to repeat the answer. So he's saying, Jabali, whatever you are saying is the words are all full of impiety. This is not right. They are dangerous because in the name of wisdom, see, you look like you are a rishi. So rishi means they will think, okay, you are preaching wisdom. But in the name of wisdom,
I'm saying what did Jabali say?
Jabali is saying that you go and enjoy there, Ram. The opulence is there in the kingdom of Ayodhya. Whatever Bharata is saying is good for you. You can satisfy your senses. Go and enjoy. Go back to Ayodhya and enjoy. This is what you need to do. This was Jabali's point. And to Ram is saying, hey, Rishi, I thought that you are preaching wisdom to people, but in the name of preaching wisdom, you're actually preaching them grossest ignorance. This is wrong. You're asking us to become controlled. You're saying that we should become controlled by our senses, which is wrong. We should not be controlled by the senses. Since we in fact should control the senses. And this is the truth is the highest principle of virtue. Whatever we have promised to our dad, that truth should remain intact. And for that sake, Bharata should become the king. And I'm not going to gratify my senses. I'm not going to be swayed away by the aspiration of personal sense gratification. What is the lesson that we can learn? Say, for example, you all become big kids. Okay, you go to college. Will you go to college or not? You will go to college, right? And when you go to college, what happens? During that time, there may be some kids who may tempt you. Hey, come on, what is this Ekadesi? What are you talking about? Let's just have fun. Let's go to a restaurant. Let's have food. Let's have enjoyment. And the one thing is, you're going to break you're going to break Ekadesi vow. Another thing is, you are going to be involving yourself with your friends that day without giving some sort of time for Krishna. Ekadasi is meant for Krishna, right? We have to give as much as time as possible on that day. That's why we are avoiding these foods, okay? So that we don't spend more time on food, but we spend more time on Krishna, right? That is the reason we do what we do. And there are a lot of temptations that would come on your way when you're staying alone. How are you going to control those sensations, right? How are you going to control the temptations? How are you going to apply what you have learned? Only if you are determined, only if you're strong about Krishna and Krishna consciousness, Krishna's faith, it is going to stand with you. At that time, your parents will not be there. Or another option is you can always call your parents who are into Krishna consciousness. You can just tell them, hey, this is what is happening to me, how to be determined. Then they will guide you, right? Or if you have any mentors who can guide you, then you can call them and talk to them, express your concerns. At any point in time, we should not decide by ourselves. When we start to violate one thing, what happens is you will start violating all principles. One thing, okay, your mind says this, you do it. One time you break, then all the times going forward, you will be breaking all the vows. This is what happens. Once you do this mistake, you will be, see, so once you start to tell lies, then what happens? You just keep telling lies. That lies will become your habit. It will become your second nature. So we should very, very be careful. We should have a very good relationship with our parents, whom we can discuss everything, what is going on in our college, and then come to the right conclusion. Remember Bharat Maharaj's story, right? Bharat Maharaj, what happened? He was not in the association of devotees, which is why he fell down, right? And that thing should not happen to us. First of all, try to choose devotee friends. If you don't have devotee friends, then you always should consult your parents or your guide or your mentor to make sure that you are staying in the right track. Are you all clear, kids? This is a very important principle I will ask you, okay? If you don't understand, you please raise your hand or ask a question, so I will repeat what I said. But you should understand, I mean, you should be able to answer this question whenever I ask you. Okay, kids? Are you clear? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The earth is the field of action. When one attains the rarely achieved human birth, he should only perform pious activities. My father made a mistake by keeping you as a minister because your views are atheistic. A non-believer like yourself should be condemned that the Vedas prohibit one from seeing his face. So he's one of the ministers. Jabali is one of the ministers, and Rama is saying, my father actually did a mistake of having you as his minister who's full of atheistic views. Okay, he shouldn't have taken you. You are full of atheistic views. You are a non-believer. And what Veda says is, Veda says that we should not even see such atheistic people with our own eyes. So this is the recommendation. Yeah, you're right, Varun. Jabali then admitted, in truth, I am a follower of Vedas. I have firm faith in the existence of God. I was only speaking from the viewpoint in the hope of persuading you to return to Ayodhya. Can you all see the twist to the story? So now Jabali is saying, Rama, I'm a nice person only. I'm just speaking like this just so that you can come back to Ayodhya. Nothing more than that. That is why I spoke what I spoke. Please don't mistake me. I have a firm belief in God. I'm a follower of Vedas. Okay, Ram, I just wanted you to come to Ayodhya, and that is why I spoke what I spoke. At that time, Vashishta intervened. Since Rama had become highly agitated by Jabali's speech, Jabali spoke like an atheist only because he knows how much everyone wants you to return to Ayodhya to sit on the throne. See, out of good intention only he spoke, okay? Are you all able to understand the twist to the story? Jabali is a nice person. He is a believer of Vedas. He believes in the existence of God. But what happened here? He just wants Ram to go back to Ayodhya, and that is why he spoke the way he spoke. And Vashishta also intervened to the situation because Ram was getting very agitated. because of his talks with Jabali. And that is why Vashishta also had to say, see Ram, all of us want you to come back to Ayodhya. And that is why you look at Jabali, he also spoke the way he spoke. Right? In the dynasty of Ishwaku, every ruler of the past selected their eldest son to inherit the kingdom. See, the eldest son usually inherits the kingdom. The unbroken rule has been for as long as the elder brother is alive, the younger brother, he cannot accept the throne. How long this is going to happen? See, the rule states that the unbroken rule means this has never been broken. Only the eldest always takes the role of the king. But in this case, Rama is the eldest, right? And he says he doesn't want to go to Ayodhya. But the unbroken rule is such that the eldest takes the throne. And the youngest does not take the throne unless the elder brother dies. But in this case, Ram as an elder brother is alive. Therefore, we again implore you to return to Ayodhya. That is the reason we want you to come back to Ayodhya. The instructions of the Guru takes precedence over those given by mother and father. You should consider that to deny my order would be an irreligious act. So what is Vashishta saying here? Vashishta is supporting Jabali. He said, Jabali is saying this because everybody in the kingdom wants you to come back to Ayodhya. And not only that, there is an unbroken rule also. This is one other question. What did Vashishta tell Ram? What did Vashishta say, Ram? So there is an unbroken rule saying that the eldest one should become the king. And in this case, you are the eldest brother. Unless the eldest brother dies, the younger one doesn't take up the throne. Right? And Bharata is younger to you and you are alive. So who must come to the throne? Rama, you must come to the throne. This is what I tell. And this is what I want you to do. You return to Ayodhya. Okay? You have to return to Ayodhya. And if you're going to break whatever I am saying, then it is irreligious. Because the instructions of the Guru, that is me, takes precedence over instructions of your mother or father. Are you able to understand? Say, for example, if you are in an atheistic family, but somehow or the other, during your college times, you came into Krishna consciousness. Let's just assume that scenario. Now you're all into Krishna consciousness. But I'm just hypothetically giving you a scenario where your parents are atheistic, but say, for example, you came into some devotee association because of which you actually want to get initiated. Okay? You are saying, I want to get initiated. And you're just going and telling your parents, I'm planning to get initiated into this movement. And here is my Guru Maharaj. And your parents are not agreeing to this. Don't get initiated. Why you have to get initiated? You have to follow the 4 regulative principles. You have to spend 2 hours of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. See, these parents are atheistic, right? They don't have any conception. And they are forbidding their son from taking initiation. And now the son, he secretly does his initiation ceremony because his parents are not accepting. He just went and secretly got his initiation. Now, his primary focus will be to follow the instructions of the Guru. Whatever his parents say is not going to be of any relevance. The instructions of the Guru matters more than his parents now. So the parents might say, no problem, don't chant. Even if you did initiation, no problem. All that is wrong, first of all. And he's not going to, the son should not listen to his parents now because they are atheistic. They are not driving you in the right direction. The instructions of the Guru here plays a vital role than the parents. And this is just an example for you to understand when the scenario of mother and father doesn't work and when the instructions of the Guru takes precedence over that. Rama, however, remained adamant, insisting that one's duty to his parents is inviolable. When Bharata realized that his attempt to persuade Ram was futile, he became so sad that he ordered Sumantra, spread Gusha grass in front of doorway of Ram's cottage. I will sit there blindfolded. So now he understood that he's not going to come back to Ayodhya. So he decided, let me sit on the kusha grass and forego all eating and drinking until Ram actually accepts I'm not going to drink or eat anything till Ram actually accepts the throne of Ayodhya. Sumantra, however, wouldn't act. Sumantra will not act upon Bharata's order because Ram is there. Ram has to order him. That's when Sumantra will act. Are you clear, kids? Ram is saying something. I mean, Sumantra, Bharata is saying something here. He wants to sit on the kusha grass in front of Ram's cottage, and he was not going to eat or do anything till Ram accepts. Like, you protest, right? You protest without eating. I'm going to just sit here until I get a solution to my problem. Like that, Bharata is going to sit in front of Ram's cottage and not going to eat or drink. And Sumantra, he was unwilling to do anything because Ram didn't say anything. So thus Bharata spread the kusha. So Sumantra didn't listen to him. So what did Bharata do? Bharata with his own hands, he happened to spread the kusha grass and sat down in front of Ram's cottage. Rama then said, "Dear brother, why are you adopting this attitude? Why are you stubbornly trying to oppose me? What is this, Bharata? Why are you doing this? Why are you opposing me? All. Thus, Radras, Bharata gave up the idea of fasting until death, but continued pleading. So now when Ram said like this, Bharata gave up the idea. Okay, I'm not going to persuade Ram to do it, but he pleading, begging, literally begging him. Let me act as your proxy by staying here in the forest for 14 years while you return to Ayodhya. Okay, thus the host of celestial rishis appeared invisibly in the sky and applauded the wonderful conversation between the two brothers. Then desiring to accelerate the death of Ravana, the rishis, "Oh Bharata, you should follow the advice of your elder brother Rama." Yeah. So the rishis, they happen to, obviously applaud from the sky and throw flowers there, right?
Now all the rishis are like changing their point of view.
No, the rishis only wanted Ram. Why? See, he's there in the forest for a bigger reason, because he has to take care of the demons, and there is the Ravana, right? He has to fight with Ravana and win over Lanka. So, and give it that to Vishnu. There are so much higher responsibilities that he needed to do. So the rishis, they wanted the death of the Ravana to happen. In order to accelerate that, they are saying, "Hey Bharata, you should go and follow what Ram says. Should just go back to Ayodhya and rule the kingdom," because they want Ravana to be killed, and that is why, to accelerate that, they saying, "Bharata, just go back." Finally, surrendering to the are you able to understand, Varun? Ravana. Rishis want the death of Ravana. What you do? Yeah, but Varun, you just, whatever you have on the chat, you should just put it in the Word document so you can summarize it next week. Finally, surrendering to the inevitable, Bharata produced a pair of wooden sandals inlaid with gold. Okay, now he was not able to persuade Ram anymore. So what did he do? He happened to produce a wooden sandals inlaid in gold. Then he requested Rama to place his lotus feet on them. Okay. And then Bharata, and Ram did as his brother had asked, and then he returned the sandals to Bharata. So he happened to place his lotus feet on the sandals, and then he gave it to Bharata. This is what Ram did. And I'll show you the picture in a minute. Then with the sandals in hand, Bharata bowed to Ram, saying, "After relitigating the burden of ruling the kingdom to these sandals, I will remain outside Ayodhya, wearing mated hair and clothes of the tree bark. Oh Rama, I shall subsist only on fruits and roots, awaiting your return. If, however, after 14 years you don't come back to Ayodhya, then I shall give up my life by entering fire." In a short sentence, what he's saying is the sandals are the ones who's going to rule Ayodhya. That is, you are going to rule Ayodhya. I'm just going to be a servant of you. Or, doing whatever needs to be done till the time you return to Ayodhya. And once, if you're not going to return to Ayodhya, then what will I do? I will give up my life by entering the fire. I will only subsist on fruits and roots till the time you return. That is what I will do. Yes. And Rama sanctioned the statement and then embraced Bharata and Shatrughna, assuring them, I will return as soon as my term of exile is over. And tears started to flow down from the eyes. Okay. Ram, with tears in the eyes of him, Ram actually bid farewell to his brothers and urged them not to neglect or hate Kaikeyi. Please, you should not hate Kaikeyi. This is what I ask of you. You should not hate Kaikeyi, because he was always concerned that Kaikeyi will be hated by them. See, it's always hate the sin, not the sinner, right? We should not hate anybody, right? That is very important. In our Krishna conscious movement, we should never hate anybody. We should hate their habits. Whatever habits, if somebody is not doing the right thing, that habit can be hated, but then you should not hate that person. That enmity, that thing should not be there within you. That is another lesson.
He's basically saying that you should hate Kaikeyi, but you should hate her. So Rama is saying that you should not hate Kaikeyi, but you should hate her action.
What is that, Varun?
He said that you should not hate Kaikeyi, but you should hate what she did.
Yes, in the sense, see, again, this is all happening for a higher purpose. So Ram knows that. But I'm just saying, in general, we don't hate the person. We don't like that attitude, or if we don't like the habits of that person, then we hate that habit. And that person has done that because of ignorance. And that is why we forgive also. Okay, if he knows what he's doing is wrong, he wouldn't have done it. But since that person is in ignorance, he's doing what he's doing. That is why we forgive that the ignorance act also. Okay, it is a learning that we can learn. With the tears in his eyes, Ram bid farewell and asked them not to neglect or hate Kaikeyi. Rama then spoke sweet words to his mothers, although they were too upset to reply. Bharata then circumambulated Rama, and at last, while imploring everyone to leave for Ayodhya, Ram returned back and entered the cottage. Here, I'm going to show the picture. I don't know if you can see.
Mataji, it's blurry because of the background.
Yeah, it's blurry because of the background. You can't see it.
Yeah. It's blurry background.
Okay. Can you see?
Kind of, Mataji.
So here he's carrying the sandals in the next picture. In this page, he is carrying the sandals. Can you see, Bharata?
Yes.
Upon his head.
Yes.
It's not Bharata, those on the top of Lakshmana.
Yeah. So can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Placing Rama's sandal upon his head, Bharata mounted his chariot. Along with Shatrughna, they set out, keeping the Brahmanas in front. When they arrived at the ashram of Bharadwaj, the sage inquired whether Bharata had seen Rama and if he had accomplished the mission. Bharata replied, Ram was determined to observe the term in the exile. Remember Bharadwaja Muni? Bharata happened to inquire upon him, and Bharadwaja Muni asked, oh, is your intention not to kill Rama? That was the first thing he asked. Remember, now on the way, he was able to also see Bharadwaja Rishi, and he told Bharadwaja Rishi, see Ram, he doesn't want to come back to Ayodhya. So this is the scenario. And Vashishta brought Ram's wooden sandals and requested Bharadwaja to empower them with the potency to fulfill the needs of the people of Ayodhya. This ceremoniously done by Bharadwaja, and thereafter Bharata clashed the Rishi's feet and took, see how nicely he's doing these acts. And Vashishta wants the empowerment from a Rishi like Bharadwaja, because the wooden sandals itself has so much potency, but if it is empowered with the potency, to fulfill the needs of the people of Ayodhya, that would be great. And that's what was done by Bharadwaja Rishi when he was handed over the sandals of Rama. And then the ceremony was done by Bharadwaja, and Bharat, what did he do? He clasped the Rishi's feet and he took the blessings of Rishi's feet and then departed from there. Okay. Returning by the same path he previously followed, Bharata finally arrived at the outskirts of Ayodhya. When he saw the city's desolate appearance, he said to Sumantra, "Without Rama, this Ayodhya has no life. Just as the material body remains inert as soon as the life forces pass out of it. So now we are conscious because of what? Our life force. When the life force leaves our body, would we be conscious? No. Like that, without Rama, this city of Ayodhya is not at all having that. It is inert. It is not no life in it. It feels as if no life without Ram. This is what I understand. Upon entering Dasharath's palace, Bharata broke down and he started to cry, seeing its desolate appearance, because he sees there's no Dasharath anymore, and he started to lament and cry, "Dad, you're not there anymore." And Bharata then announced that he would retire to Nandigrama to live as an ascetic. As the ministers praised his noble determination, Bharata called off his chariot and departed with Shatrughna. Out of spontaneous affection, all the citizens followed Bharata to Nandigrama, a village outside Ayodhya. Upon his arrival, Bharata first ordered his ministers to install Ram's shoes upon the royal throne. Thereafter, remaining with Nandigram with his army, Bharata submitted the state affairs before Ram's shoes, including gifts presented to him. So he's just not literally saying in words, "I will not be the king." He's following it in action. Can you see that? What did he say? He said he said to the ministers.
Mataji, he said to the ministers that I will not be king, but you will make the sandals the king.
Correct. The sandals are Ram's sandals. And Ram will become the king. Why is he going to Nandigram? Because he doesn't want this opulent lifestyle. He's just a servant and he wants to remain as an ascetic, meaning he just is going to survive on roots and fruits, like he said to Ram, and he's going to follow that in action. And Nandigram is a village outside of Ayodhya, and that is where Bharata is going to say, and all the opulences that he receives as a king, all the gifts that he receives as a king, he submits to the sandals, and he presents the orders to the sandals, and then he lets Ram be the king. Okay, and Ram's shoes is acting as the king. Bharata would often be seen holding the royal umbrella over the shoes, like that. He is, even though he's supposed to be the king, he literally wants Ram to be the king. And why would somebody hold an umbrella to somebody else? When somebody is acting like a servant, in the mood of a servant, you will hold the umbrella, because say, for example, there is rain and there is a minister, and the ministers hold for the king, right? If it's raining and the king doesn't want to, should not be wet, the ministers will hold for the king. Similarly, in this case, just he was acting as a menial servant to Ram. Ram's shoes was upon the royal throne, and he would fan the shoes with the chamara. In this way, he ruled the kingdom for 14 years, always feeling subordinate to Lord Ram, who remained there in the form of his shoes. He literally believed in his presence. See, only if we believe in the presence of a deity would we accept that Rama and Krishna are there, or Radharani and Krishna is there, Gaur-Nita is there. Only when we accept that deity form to be real. And similarly, holy name is real. If we don't think holy name is real, then we Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Like that, we'll be into so many things. But if we believe that it is real, Krishna is actually hearing it, Krishna is the holy name, then what you'll do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You will focus on the name. You will focus on the glories of the name. But otherwise, you'll be doing some computer work, you'll be doing some homeworks, you'll be doing some, looking at so many things, you chant. That is not at all a good idea. Likewise, in the deep sea, Bharata was seeing the Ram's presence in the shoes. One will say, how can shoes, shoes is there, but how can that be Ram? Ram, see, the paraphernalia of the Lord is no different from the Lord. Are you able to get it? That is the concept that Bharata is following. The paraphernalia means whatever paraphernalia that Lord gives or Lord has. That, see, Lord has owned the sandals and given it to Bharata. So it is this paraphernalia. And that is no different from Lord Ram. And that was the faith that Bharata had. Everybody has to work on their faith. Only when we work on our faith, slowly our Krishna consciousness will get further better and better and better. And here Bharata is exhibiting that mood of being the faithful servant of Lord Ram and considering his paraphernalia to be no different from Lord Ram. Are you able to understand this point, kids? Very, very important question. Okay. Meanwhile,
I don't understand.
You don't understand? So Bharata has this. Does somebody, Aditya, can you explain, or somebody? Do you understand?
So like how Bharata he treats like the sandals just like Ram, because like in a way it's like a deity of Ram because it is like belonging to him, and like that we should like act toward our deities like they're actually like the God.
Yes, they are really God, and that is the faith that we should have. That is then similarly, holy name is Krishna. That is the faith we need to have. When we have that faith, then we will not be looking into our computers and chanting. We will not be having a distracted mind and chatting. We will not be doing something else and doing chanting. It's because Krishna is the holy name, right? And here we have Bharata. He's treating Ram's shoes as Ram, because the paraphernalia is no different from Lord Ram. Okay, Marun?
Okay.
Good question. Yeah, another 2 minutes, we will start our question and answer session. So 2 more minutes of listening time. Kids, be attentive for another 2 more minutes. Meanwhile, Ram noticed that there was an anxiety within the minds of the rishis living in the vicinities of Chitrakuta mountain. Feeling that he might be the cause, Ram humbly approached the chief rishi and said, I can see that something is disturbing the minds of the rishis here. Please tell me why, if you can, especially if I'm at fault. See how he's so concerned. See, he's thinking that he's the cause of their suffering or something like that. And he's asking the rishi, am I creating some trouble for you? Is that why you are all into disturbed mode? Like that, he went to the rishis and asked. The old rishi replied, my dear Rama, there could never be any fault on your part. Our fear is caused by the Rakshasas. We have so many Rakshasas here, headed by Kara, the younger brother of Ravana. Being envious by the nature, Kara and other Rakshasas came before us in hideous forms and they disturb our sacrifices. Who's this? Kara is the younger brother of Ravana.
I know Kara.
Other Rakshasas, they come in different forms. Like you can't even, hideous forms means uncertain forms. They come in different forms and they're disturbing our sacrifices. And they pollute our bodies with impure substances like, impure substances meaning sometimes they could pass urine and sometimes they could create so much disturbances, right? When rishis are doing these sacrifices, these demons, they create a lot of problems. I plan to take my disciples to the ashramas of Ashwamuni, not far from here. If you like, you may also accompany me and take up the residence. So this is what the Ram was told by the rishi. And now what did Ram do? Ram gave Rishi the permission to depart, but informed him that he would remain at Chitrakoot. Later on, however, Ram felt uncomfortable about staying there since the memory of Bharata and mothers haunted him. So Ram, when this Rishi also called him, you also accompany me to wherever I am going. Don't have to stay here by yourself. Let's all depart like that. But Ram said, no problem. You go ahead. I would remain here at Chitrakuta. But Ram, because this place was visited by his brother, his mothers, the remembrance of them haunted him. Sometimes when you're staying at home or when you're staying in your hostel all alone, say for example, you go to, I'm just assuming the scenario that you're going to go to a hostel, when you take up your higher studies for college. At that time, you'll miss your parents and you will start to hanker for their association. And now when you come back to your parents' house, and if your parents are not there, the remembrance of them will be more. Oh my God, my mom used to come and ask me, do you want some food or do you want some snacks, and so on and so forth. Like that remembrance by staying in a particular place when persons are not there will haunt you. Likewise, Ram was feeling about Bharata, mothers and all that. And then he made up his mind also to go somewhere else due to that reason. And Rama, Sita and Lakshmana thus left Chitrakuta for the ashram of Atri Muni, where they were received affectionately as they were Rishi's old children. So now they went to which ashrama? That is another question. They went to Atri Muni's ashrama. And they were treated like their own children there. When Atri called for aged wife Anasuya, this is very important. Atri's wife's name is Anasuya. And she also welcomes Sita, who's the eternal consort of Lord Ram. And then she greeted the hermit, they were all greeted as if they were their own children. Okay. And now we will see the following things later. Okay. So for now, we will go into the question and answers. What happened there in Atri Muni's ashrama? What did Anasuya say to Sita Mata, and what did Sita Mata say in return? All this is a very nice explanation, which we will see next class. Okay. And now going to the question and answer sessions. Please raise your hands. Whoever wants to participate in this, everybody will be given a chance and everybody has to talk. Okay. Okay, come on, all of you all.
Mataji.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask you. Wait a minute, please. Okay, 1 second. The first question.
Excuse me, can I please go to the bathroom?
Oh yeah, please go ahead. Okay, the first question goes to Mihika. What happened? Tell me about Bharat. What was what did he do to Ram, and how did he actually convince him? What was that exchange that was happening?
So basically you're asking that, like, what was happening at that time when Bharata, and then you cut off. I didn't hear the whole question. You cut off.
Okay. So what was Bharata's? How did Bharata persuade to Ram, and what happened? Did Ram agree? Just tell me one exchange or something that happened between them.
Oh, okay. So Bharata, he kept saying that, please come to Ayodhya. And the basic thing that Bharata was doing is like asking and pleading Rama to come. But at that time, one rishi, he started saying in a theistic way that
no, that one, no, not that. I'm just talking about Bharata. So what did he do? He said that if you're not going to go, I'm going to be as a mendicant.
He started making he started making cause and effect statements that if you don't come back to Ayodhya, I'm going to stay here or outside your ashram.
Correct.
And stay hungry. I'm not going to eat or drink anything.
That's exactly what
until you come back.
Correct. Very good. Thank you. What about the incidents with Jabali, Aditya?
Jabali, he came, and when Bharata was like asking Rama to come back, and he said that, like, Jabali, he said, go back to Ayodhya, like, enjoy your life, like, be with Bharata, be with all your family members, and enjoy your life. And Rama said, like, the words were full of impiety, and like, you're speaking atheistically and saying, like, we have to become controlled by our senses, which is, like, wrong. Yeah.
Okay. In reality, what was the case, Manhar? What was the reality? Was Jabbar a person who's atheistic?
Like, can you repeat that?
What was the reality? Was Jabali, the way he behaved, was it real?
No, he was only doing that to make Rama come back to Ayodhya. And he said to Rama, I'm a follower of Vedas and I believe in that a lot. I just did it to make you come back to Ayodhya.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. And okay, 1 second. What were some beautiful advices that was given by Ram to what was one important advice that was given Shiva to Bharata while he was leaving? What was one important instruction that was given to him?
That he should stay in Ayodhya and be the king.
Yes, he should stay in the Ayodhya. Another important point about somebody else.
I said Govinda.
Okay, Govind, go ahead.
The Rama said, no. But when Bharata was leaving to Ayodhya, Rama, no, but
Rama said what?
Bharata said,
Rama said what?
Rama said, go back to Ayodhya and rule the kingdom. Because
no, another important thing about kingdom. Okay, what else? Important point. And does anybody remember?
About Bharata?
Take care of our mothers.
Yes, take care of our mothers. And what is the important lesson that I taught you there?
They say don't be like haunted for Kaikai.
Correct.
Mataji, don't like hate the actual person, but you should hate the actions that the bad person does.
Exactly. Don't hate the sinner, but the sin.
Yeah, I did. I said that.
Yes, very, very important. Very good. Varun, your question now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What about this guy, Sumatra? Did you know something that Bharata actually told him to do, but did he do it? What happened there?
What?
It's a very tricky question, I think. Sumatra, does anybody know this?
I know, Mataji.
Okay, wait. I know you already answered. Okay, but Varun, do you understand my question?
I understand.
Okay, Sumatra was asked to do something by Bharata. And did Sumatra follow the instructions of Bharata?
Can Manhar?
Manhar knows. I see Mihika knows the answer. Varun, I'm giving you. Do you know it or not?
No. So he told, maybe he told Sumantra to like put the sandals for the throne.
No, this one. Okay, I'll just leave it to Manhar. Go ahead, Manhar.
So like he told Sumantra to put like grass, like
Kusha grass.
Yeah, kusha grass outside Rama's ashram. So like Bharata could sit there until Rama comes back and he can come back with Rama.
So he was going to do a protest. Remember, I told you this point that Bharata was going to protest to not.
And then like he is going to eat any food or drink, like anything. And then,
but wait a minute. But Sumantra did not follow the instructions because he was waiting. Ram didn't say anything. So he didn't follow the instructions of Bharata. So Bharata had to put the kusha grass himself and sit down. You understand? That was the question. Okay, since you didn't answer, I'll ask you another question. Okay? Can you give me examples of how he treated the sandals?
So he treated it with like so much care. He even like told his ministers, you have to install it for the throne, and like because Bharata, he's not going to accept the throne, and he's not going to accept the throne for Ayodhya. And then since like he treated it like Rama himself, he treated it like, okay, so since Bharata, he put the lotus feet on the sandals,
Bharata treated it like it was Rama, like, and then like he treated it as if like Rama was being king, and it was just not like a piece of sandal.
Okay, good. Yeah, he even fanned the sandals. Shamara put the umbrella, kept the umbrella like this upon the sandals.
He put the umbrella there, like a minister does it for like the king, like if he wants
yes.
it.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Radhika, where did Bharata stay? I mean, did he stay in the kingdom, or where did he stay?
No, he didn't stay in the kingdom. He stayed in Nandigram.
Nandigram. What about it? Is it close to the kingdom?
Nandigram is a village outside of Ayodhya.
Wonderful. Great job listening. And another important question. Who wants to answer? Who didn't get a chance till now? Anybody? Ishani, you want to say?
Okay.
What happened in Bharadwaja Rishi's ashrama?
What?
Bharadwaja Rishi's ashrama, what happened there? Does anybody know the answer for this?
Govinda.
Govinda knows. Anybody else?
What was the question?
What happened in the ashram of Bharadwaja Rishi?
Mataji, can I answer?
Varun knows. Okay. Anybody else?
Govinda knows.
Govinda, Varun.
Can I?
Manhar knows.
Mihika, I think she waited for a long time for. Okay, let's just go to Mihika.
I waited like so long. I was raising my hand.
Are you able to talk, Mihika, or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, go ahead.
So, what happened in Bharadwaja Rishi's ashram was that when Bharata went, Bharadwaja Rishi, he inquired from Bharata that did your mission accomplish? So then Bharata explained that Rama was too determined to stay in the forest.
Wonderful. Yes.
And then he explained that the sandals, like he took the sandals out.
Okay, now you can stop here, Mihika. Thank you. Varun, continue with the next part. What did he do with the sandals?
Okay, so what he did with the sandals is that Bharata he told Bharadwaja to install the thing to the throne so it can like grant everybody's like wishes in Ayodhya, and then after that Bharata he took the blessings of Bharadwaja and then he left the Nandigar.
So he just requested Bharadwaja to empower the sandals with the potency to fulfill the needs. He didn't ask him to install it on the throne. He was still in this place, right? Wherever Bharadwaja Rishi's ashram was there, there he asked him to give empowerment to the sandals, so that whatever the desires of people of Ayodhya are, it will all be fulfilled with the empowerment coming from the Rishi.
He asked it so that it would like fulfill everybody's wish.
Yes, yes. Okay. So that's pretty much it then. So finally, which ashrama he came to? Gobind, do you know the answer? Or Shiva? Which ashrama did he come to?
Went to Rishi's ashram. I forgot the name, but
Okay, Shiva, do you know the Rishi's name? Ishani, do you know the Rishi's name?
Varun knows.
No, enough. Varun, enough. Ishani? Anybody knows the answer? Or Radhika, do you know the answer, dear?
Deval?
Which Rishi's ashram did he come? Aditya?
I'm not sure.
What is Varun knows? Can Varun just Rishi maybe?
Bharadwaja.
Okay, Varun.
It's Atri Muni.
Yes, Atri Muni is an important, this should be known because Atri Muni and Anasuya, both of them are important personalities. I told you, right?
They were treated like Rama, Sita and Lakshmana, they were treated like they were their own children.
Correct. So let's adjourn for today's class. Okay, very good listening and attentive job, kids. Try to remember, Varun, whatever you have sent me, you just can put that into a document so that you can do that revision with me. Or summarize it for next class. Just copy paste everything, because if I sign out, everything will go away. Okay. Thank you, kids. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav vrind ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada